Hey there guys, in this video we're going to be doing some of the EX stages for the Final Fantasy IX event, Emperor's Crowns, Ricard's Crowns, and the Equipment stage. And we'll probably go back this weekend for like a secondary clear, etc. But we're going to start with the Emperor fight because it's probably the hardest fight. For this one, the missions are no continues, 5 turns or less, and they changed it on Global back to the original way, where there are category missions for this. So for this one, you can only take wind units if you want to get the Moogle, or the final reward. So you can't use like non-wind Final Fantasy II. But you can take a friend, which makes it much easier. We're going to just grab a lightning fast Zidane friend. Gear doesn't really matter. This is not the new Zidane, this is the older one. That's because he's got a perfect dispel, and we're going to be using that. So this is the party we're going to use. We're going to use Chizuru to basically deal all the damage. Just all the damage on Chizuru. The rest of the party is just here to support Chizuru. So Ferris is going to give us a field, Emperor is going to break, Creel is going to give us an LB buff, and then Cater is going to like support chain a little bit. So let's get in here and give it a go. So on turn 1, the boss, or turn 0, the boss is going to summon some minions, and then Golem will be covering on turn 1. So you're going to want to kill this boss on the second turn. So the first turn, you're just going to be doing setup. So what we're going to do, Chizuru is going to Eastern for Katana in Peril, Strong for the stat buff, and Orochi for the Wind Imbue. Emperor can just do, we'll do his +2 crowned ability, and then we'll do Curse to AoE break and Tornado to Imperil. Now we're going to target Emperor with the good break because the Magnus is only a single target. Creel will just do her LB. If you don't have Creel, you can use something like Zidane's STMR to sing an LB buff. You just want to get a source of LB buff if you can. Ferris will just do her field. We're going to use the friend Zidane or your own to do AoE double Mirage, because there's going to be some AoE this turn. Self only triple Mirage in case he gets targeted. And then True Scoop Art for the Dispel, although we can't Dispel anything yet. And then Cater can just get ready. We'll do cooldown, cooldown, and cooldown. That's fine. Do 3 cooldowns. Okay, so there's going to be a double AoE physical this turn, a single target physical with accuracy, and then some attacks. I think the single target went to Zidane, so he triple Miraged it. There you go. Now the enemies put up 3 stack of Mirage for all of them, as well as a 75 resist buff. But the good news is Golem is not covering this turn. So now we can safely AoE. Before we do that, Zidane is going to triple cast his... Actually, there's no need. No. We're going to single cast his Perfect Dispel and then do a double AoE chain to break Mirage. So we're going to target Emperor, the bulkiest one, and Perfect Dispel that resist buff away. And then we're going to use AoE 2 attacks to get rid of some Mirage on the enemies. Now Creel will just do a double dual-wielded 1,000 Needles. That'll get rid of the rest of the Mirage from the team. Now the enemies are all unmiraged, so we can deal our damage. We can just LB with Emperor if it's available, if not, whatever. Chizuru is going to shift here and do the shifted LB. We're going to do the LB of Cater, and then Ferris will just shift and do triple absolute to support chain with Cater. But honestly, the damage is all going to be Chizuru. We're going to target Emperor because I think Ferris is single target. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and chain it up. Chizuru is tag chaining. Cater is absolute. There it is. And then Chizuru comes in at the end, and boom. There it is. Handled. That is the mission. And if you don't kill it on turn 2, you know, you can use Chizuru's Devastating to refill her LB and then go again on turn 3. But Chizuru will definitely kill the minions on turn 2. But Emperor might survive depending on your gear. So the damage, the gear with Creel, just dual wielding Mirage skill AoE. Other than that, bulk, whatever, who cares? Emperor, same thing, dual wielding. He was going to do Blade Blitz, but then I found a friend, Zidane, so that worked out better. Just, you know, the Addison card, because of course. And then there we go, whatever. Here's the important thing. Chizuru in the shift form, just Clash gear, LB damage versus humans and stone. Pretty easy for her to gear for that. You know, she does need a lot of human killer, but we've got that handled. Cool small card if you have it. If you don't have it, you might go to turn 3 or turn 4. If you do have it, it's turn 2 OTK. Cater, geared for damage. I'm curious to see the breakdown. It's not going to be very high on Cater, but there it is. There's his setup. Damage versus humans and stone. And then Ferris, just whatever, just, you know, bulk. All she's here for is the field. And then the friend, again, irrelevant. The friend is geared for damage, which is wonderful, but we're not using him for damage. We're just using him for perfect dispel. If you don't have your own Chizuru, bring a friend Chizuru and bring your own way to dispel, break, etc. You know, just basically, you're just here to support Chizuru for that fight. She hard carries this, and that's why on JP I didn't do this fight yet because we don't have Chizuru. But there we go. Oh, hey, Cater actually did something surprising. Look at that. Okay, so I guess Cater maybe is kind of important. So gear your Cater. Everyone should have Cater. He was completely free to EX3 like a few weeks ago. So yeah, there it is. Cater carrying. Okay. Anyway, that was the all mission clear for Emperor. And now we'll pop over to the Ricard fight, which should be a little bit easier because it's single target. Okay, see you in a minute. Alright guys, next up we're going to be going to the Ricard stage. This one is against an insect boss. It's single target, 5 turns, no continues, and wind category only again. So we're going to this time just grab a Chizuru friend, and we're going to go with the same party with some minor killer adjustments. We're going to be using Chizuru to deal all the damage. Well, Cater as well, I guess. Cater to deal some damage. Basically what you just saw, we're going to do it again. So let's go. But the difference is we're going to be using Chizuru from turn 1. And we're going to see if we can even OTK this. I don't know if we can or can't, but we're going to find out. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this time we're going to use my Chizuru to deal some damage. So Creel will LB. Emperor will now use his fully crowned break. We're going to use Friend Chizuru to Eastern, Orochi, and we're going to do Mirage just in case we don't OTK. Chizuru will shift at LB. Cater will LB, and we'll use Ferris to just support chain here. We're not going to bother with the field. Okay, Chizuru's going to go. Cater and Ferris. Oh, wow. Oh, this is not going to be a turn 1 OTK. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So let's see what happens. So 5 stack of Mirage on the party. Oh. Okay, you know, I didn't realize that, but interesting. So let's go ahead and do Devastating with Chizuru. Let's have Ferris go to the base form and LB, I guess. We'll shifted LB Friend Chizuru, and Cater can get himself ready for next turn. Let's have Creel. I thought we were going to kill the boss. I really did. I guess we don't have a killer. I guess we can with Creel, Curega, and Protectka? I don't know. Palamisha can... Let's Provoke. Let's Mirage himself. And... Tornado. I don't know what I'm doing. We're figuring it out. Okay, there we go. Steal some damage, and... Wow, this is a bulky boss. Unexpected. Okay, well, what happens here? I mean, the boss doesn't deal any damage, really, as you can see. We're actually using literally 0 mitigation, and it's fine. We can LB you. Let's Devastating you. We can SLB. Oh, I should have done the field with... Oh my god, now Ferris can't go into her shift form. We're stuck in the base form, which we can't do. Absolute Mirror of Equity. Well, I guess we can steal. Can you Absolute Mirror of Equity to chain with Cater? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Emperor best unit. Absolute Mirror with Palamisha. I should have done Wind Buff. Whoops. I don't know. LB and heal. It's fine. Steal some damage here. This should be the end of the boss. I hope. Hey, there we go. We got it done. Okay, so that was a little messy. I honestly expected the boss to be a lot easier. But we'll be going back and doing a different run this weekend. Ferris's gear, Creel's gear didn't change any. Palamisha's gear didn't change any. Chizuru, I just changed the killer. I just swapped out the bug killer, and she's maxed other than that. Cater, just swapped out the bug killer, swapped out the Esper. And then Ferris, whatever. Friend Shizuru is not super well geared, if I'm being completely honest here. This is kind of a weird build. So we definitely took a unusual Chizuru, but I just grabbed one. I honestly thought it would have been a turn 1 OTK. Mistakes were made. But okay, whatever, we got it done. So there is our Ricard crowns. Another fight that I did not do in the JP server. So it feels good to get them done on global. So let's see the damage breakdown out of curiosity, and then we'll pop over to the other fight. So, oh my god. Yeah, the friend was not geared properly in the slightest. So that's why the fight was a pain. We should have grabbed the properly geared Chizuru. So grab a properly geared Chizuru and you'll be fine here. Big sad face on the friend. Wow. Anyway, there was all the missions. So we are good. Okay, I will pop over to the equipment fight. See you in a minute. Hey guys, now we're going to be going to Defense Born of Bloodstones. Now this mission, or this stage, can either be super easy or super annoying. So if you want to skip the Lapis mission, it's very, very easy. Go in there with Ricard, go in there with Ibarra, blow it up in 1 or 2 turns, not a problem. Use Dwayne for a budget run, anything you want. If you want the Lapis mission, which I do, we're going to have to use Final Fantasy IX units only, which is not a good cast. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up an auto battle clear. We're going to just sit here and auto battle our way for an infinite AFK victory. Here's what we're going to use. This boss is very, very bulky, and while you could use things like the new Zidane, you could build like a party to do it sort of quickly. I'm lazy. This is much easier for me to do, and we're going to do it this way. So we're going to just set up repeat and walk away for a bit. So Beatrix, every single turn, is going to cover and mitigate herself. Lightning Fast Zidane will relieving Song. Freya can just guard. Vivi is going to just use the vision card from Ayaka. Amarant's going to normal attack, and the friend Kuja is going to do True Seraphic Star for the breaking. And that's going to be just the entire party. And we're going to just leave it be. We're going to come back. Now, I kind of messed up by not clicking Zidane quickly before the song. So we're going to have to just do this manually for a moment. But when Zidane comes back, I'll show you. And we're going to set up OTK, and I'll explain in a second the way we are doing this and the way it works. So Beatrix, the whole party, by the way, is using enough mana regen to self-sustain. The boss does AoE elemental damage, pretty much all the elements, but doesn't do any imperils. So don't use, just use 100% resist on your Beatrix, and you'll cover every turn totally fine. We're also using Provoke and Death immunity on Beatrix and Stop immunity. The boss does single target death, single target stop, and some status effects. The boss also reflects himself every few turns, so you don't want to use magic. So don't use like, what's it called? Blazega, Farega, etc. The boss is also basically immune to earth damage, so don't use earth damage on the boss. It's slightly weak to wind, but not much. You don't have to worry about that. I'm not using wind. And yeah, we're just auto battling our way. So Beatrix is covering and with 100% resist. She's covering and mitigating every turn. She's got Pure Lotus for the health regen. She's taking a little bit of damage every now and then. Zidane, relieving Song just for the stat buff. If you don't have that, you can use, well, I mean, if you don't have it, get it. Mana regen as well. Freya's doing nothing. Vivi is using Ayaka's card. We are using a one-handed holy weapon on Vivi because there's no good two-handed magical holy weapons. So there we go. Amarant is dual wielding with quad attack for his normal attack, which is relatively decent damage, and he's really doing all the damage here. And then we're getting break and light and peril from the friend Kuja. And that's really the whole party. Amarant using a holy weapon, by the way, a one-hander. We are quad attacking with him. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video as I just leave this on auto battle. There's no threshold, there's no AI changes, whatever. This is the whole fight. It's just super, super bulky. And again, I do realize I could build like a try-hard team with like Neovision's Awakened, Freya, and do it in like 10 turns or something. Or less. I mean, I'm sure people are going to put out videos doing it in like, 2 turns with Neovision's units only. that's probably going to involve high-end gear and stuff like that. I'm just going to let you guys have the budget run. So here it is. So I'll see you in like 5 minutes when it auto battles its way to victory, and we're going to get all missions. Super simple, no risk, no mess. Set it up, walk away, make a sandwich, come back. You'll have all the missions done. So see you in just a sec. Alright guys, we're back. It's looking like it's going to be about a 27, 28 turn clear. Super simple. Took maybe like 9 minutes. Not that big a deal. Okay, so 28 turn clear. And yeah, there it is. So once the clear is done, I'll show you the gear quickly, and then we will show the damage breakdown. It's going to be all Amarant though, of course. But there it is. The super simple, like it doesn't get any easier than this. Just turning on auto battle and walking away. That's about as easy as it gets. So Beatrix in the base form started off with some auto buffing just because. Actually, we didn't even start in the base form. Didn't even have that, didn't even need it. Shift form is 100 all resist, passive provoke, death immunity, stop immunity, 100 resist, and there we go. And she was more bulky than needed. She took like 1,000 damage at the most the whole time. And she just covers every single turn. Lightning Zidane, mana reduction, mana regen, relieving song, literally it. Can be any Final Fantasy IX unit you want. Freya, guarded every turn, did nothing. Pure-Hearted Vivi is using a one-handed light weapon just because I don't have any good options. 4,000 magic. I mean, just give me a break. He's basically a support chainer, but he was using a Yaku's card. The real damage was Amarant, who was using a quad attack build with dual wield. We are using the Warrior of the Crystal card. If you don't have this, obviously your damage will be lower. It'll take longer. Doesn't matter. Make 2 sandwiches and you'll be fine. So there it is. There's the build, and he does have Stone Killer equipped. And then Friend Kuja, I didn't even look at the gear. I didn't care. Honestly, all Kuja is here for is one reason and one reason only, and that is to cast this every single turn. Break and Light in Peril. And yeah, there was the clear. Maybe later I'll go back and like show off like a quicker clear, but honestly, my best Final Fantasy IX unit is like the Awakened Freya. So I think it's going to be just like this. This is going to be my only clear on this fight. It's really long. So there we go. Damage break as expected. Amarant did everything. Yep. So didn't even need Vivi. And there was all the missions. Super easy. Super easy. Just very slow. And there it is. Okay. So I will be doing other stuff in a bit. See you then.